Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Tuesday, June 20th, 2017. A number of fire weather impacts continue to be in the forecast for the next few days, including near-record heat across central and southern Great Basin, isolated thunderstorms, and wind. Breaking these down a little bit further, today, Tuesday, highlights are out for wind across central Idaho, near-record breaking heat over much of Nevada and central and southern Utah, as well as scattered thunderstorms over central Nevada, much of northern Utah, and even up into southern Idaho. These threats continue for Wednesday, although the area for near-record heat is limited to the southern Great Basin, and the extent for thunderstorms will be slightly decreased on Wednesday as well, although we'll see some stronger winds over far southern Nevada. On Thursday, near-record heat generally exits the area, and we're left with some gusty winds over southern Idaho and eastern and southeast Utah, as well as some lingering high-elevation thunderstorms over southern Nevada and southern Utah. A fair amount of lightning was observed over Nevada in the past 24 hours, with a few strikes over the Arizona Strip and into far western Idaho. There was some light precipitation that accompanied these storms in some of the areas, up to maybe 0.2 of an inch. An increase in fire activity was observed due to some of this lightning and then also some human-caused fires. The largest fires are taking place in western Nevada. Past 7 and 14 days worth of precipitation are shown here, showing the very dry trend across the southern Great Basin, with some higher precipitation amounts over Idaho. ERCs continue to be below the 50th percentile across much of the northern Great Basin, with values in the 70th to 90th percentile across mainly southern and southeast Utah. These values are on the uptick region-wide under the hot and dry conditions across the Great Basin. This morning's satellite imagery shows the center of the high pressure located over the southern Great Basin, contributing to extreme heat over the southwest and the Great Basin. The forecast for this afternoon is showing continued moisture in place over the central Great Basin for another round of thunderstorms expected this afternoon. Near-record heat remains in place across the south, and some gustier winds are expected over southwest Idaho. Forecasts from the National Weather Service are shown here of the expected weather conditions, more or less showing the extent of the thunderstorm coverage expected for this afternoon, as well as the maximum temperatures, with the highest forecast to be 117 degrees in Las Vegas, and near 100 degrees across many of the northern valleys. On Wednesday, more of the same is expected, although the lightning will be more centered over Utah, and temperatures may cool just a bit, backing down from near records across northern Nevada and northern Utah, although the heat will remain in place across the southern Great Basin. Some windier conditions will move into the southern Great Basin as well, as a series of weak cold fronts tries to weaken the high pressure currently in place. Thunderstorm coverage will be somewhat decreased across the Great Basin on Wednesday, although overnight Wednesday there is a better chance for some thunderstorms along the Utah-Idaho border. On Thursday, the threat for lightning pushes somewhat further south across southern Utah, with slightly cooler and drier conditions moving into the northern half of the Great Basin. Winds will be gusty, particularly over southern Utah and southeast Utah, with those isolated thunderstorms possible over the higher elevations of eastern and southern Utah. 3-day precipitation accumulations are shown here, with very light amounts expected mainly over northeast Nevada and along the Utah-Idaho border. On Friday, mild conditions are expected with more northerly flow moving into much of the Great Basin. Dry conditions will be in place generally, although the temperatures will be a little bit more mild. On Saturday, more of the same is expected, with sunny conditions and closer to normal temperatures, with northern valley highs around 90 degrees. This weather pattern continues into Sunday with generally sunny skies and near normal temperatures. On Sunday, we could begin to see the return of some moisture creeping back up into the western Great Basin. And by Monday, moisture quickly moves northward for another chance of some thunderstorms across much of the region. 7-day accumulations are shown here, with really nothing new past day 3, looking for dry, near normal temperatures in the extended forecast. The extended forecast going into the first part of July is calling for below normal temperatures over the northern Rockies and Pacific Northwest, and dipping even into the northern Great Basin, with below normal chances for precipitation across much of the region. In summary, the extreme heat that we're experiencing now is not going to be with us forever. This concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.